I'm going to show you how to publish high-profit seasonal books on KDP. Doesn't matter if it's Halloween books, doesn't matter if it's Christmas books, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, back-to-school books, 4th of July books, doesn't really matter. I'll show you how to publish high-profit seasonal books. Now, if you've already published your first seasonal book, you've probably ran into this problem, because this is a problem that most people run into when they publish seasonal books. They start here, let's say this is Halloween, they launch it during Halloween, and then they'll get a few sales. But guess what happens after Halloween? No one wants to buy your Halloween book, obviously, because people only buy based on the trends. That's why it's seasonal, the season. So if it's Halloween, sure, they'll buy your Halloween book. If it's summertime, no one is even searching for a Halloween book. So what happens is the rest of the year just stays like this. You making no money until Halloween comes back again. And now your book is a little bit more powerful because you gained all the reviews over here. So now your book makes slightly more sales than it did last year. And again, it drops down, and then you have to wait for a whole year of zero sales, no one searching for your book. And then Halloween pops up again, and hopefully you make a little bit of money. This is absolutely a terrible way to run a business. So we know that there's 365 days in the year. If this represents 365 days, you're running a business that can only make money these 30 to 45 days. So you're essentially running a business, or you published a book that doesn't make money 90% of the time. So 90% of the time, you're not making money. And the whole purpose of a business is to make money. So you see why this doesn't really match. So we want to make money. So obviously we're not going to publish a book that doesn't make money 90% of the time. I hope that makes sense. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're about to say. You're going to say, but Barry, that 1 month, there's more traffic for that seasonal book, and I can make a bunch of money extremely fast just that month. And that can help sort me out for the year. Okay, let's just hypothetically say that you're such a G, you're really, really good at KDP, you know exactly what you're doing, and you published a Halloween book. I'm gonna get the blue marker because it's a little bit better. So you published a Halloween book, great. Now, during Halloween, for the next 45 days, let's say you're so good at KDP that you make 10K in net profit, yeah? So during Halloween, within 45 days, actually just to make the maths easy, we'll do 30 days. So the entirety of October, don't know if entirety is a word, but for the 30 days of October, you make 10K in net profit, not revenue, net profit, clean, in your pocket. You made 10K in 30 days. Great. This also means that you made 10K during that year. So for the entire year, the Halloween book that you published also made 10K. It doesn't matter if you made 10K in 30 days, you still made 10K in a year because you only sold for that 1 month out of the 12 months of the calendar. So your Halloween seasonal book made 10K. But if I come and publish an evergreen book, an evergreen means it's selling throughout the entire year. It's not a seasonal book, it's not just 1 month or 2 months. For the entire year, the book is constantly selling. For me to make the same amount of money as you, I need to basically make $833 per month in net profit to make the same amount as you in a year. But here's the thing, if you go this route and you just do a seasonal book, then here's what your data is gonna look like. So you publish this Halloween book and then you do this, or your Christmas book, or whatever you're publishing, your seasonal book. You do this, and then next year you do this, and then next year you do this. You're growing slowly year after year. So this is 3 years worth of data. Your book has been running for 3 years. Well, here's the thing. First of all, you only have around 30 days to rank your book. So that means you have 30 days to spend as much money as possible on ads to rank in the correct place to actually get the sales. And a bunch of people are publishing seasonal books as well. So you have to outrank them. Now, not only do you have to rank, you have to make sure your ads are profitable as well. Or if they're not profitable, at least your overall book is profitable. And you have such a limited amount of time to grow your book. If you don't do it the first year, then great. Now you have to wait the next year to try again. But guess what happens the next year? The data changes. The search terms change. The things that people are searching for change. Not all the time, but sometimes there's different little changes. Now here's the thing. You publish your book right here. Great. Well, now you have what? You have 10 months of zero data, zero sales. Amazon has zero data on your book for 10 months. So basically you are not growing your book for the next 10 months. If you do an evergreen book, this is what it looks like. You grow a little bit and then you optimize a little bit. When you optimize, you grow a little bit more, and then you optimize a little bit. Then you grow a little bit more and you optimize a little bit, and you grow a little bit more. But then you see, this is a steady growth path this entire time. If this is 3 years, The entire time you're gathering data, you're growing, you're constantly improving your book. So it's so much easier for you to make money when your book is constantly growing and you're constantly getting more data and data and data and data, rather than here where you got 30 days of data and then great, now wait for another year to get more data. This is basically digging yourself your own grave. This is so hard. And it's even harder if you're doing low content books. If you're doing low content books that give you no profit, and you're doing seasonal books, it's basically impossible for you to succeed. I'm not going to say impossible because I have to be careful with my words. It's very, 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 very hard for you to succeed, especially if you're new as well. If you know what you're doing and you're a G and you've been doing it for years and you understand the graphic design part, you understand the interiors and the marketing and you have the budget for the ads, great, you can succeed. But most of you guys don't understand that. So it'll be very hard for you to succeed. If you don't understand that and you go with this method of doing evergreen books, not seasonal books, you will most likely make way more money. Now, here's the thing. There's one more thing that seasonal publishers would always say. They say, Barry, I'm different. I'm a different publisher. I'm smart because here's what I'm going to do. This is how I picture the year. Hopefully I didn't miss out on anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. They're going to do this. Oh, Barry, I'm going to publish a Valentine's book right here in February. And I'll take advantage of Valentine's. And then in here, I'll publish a St. Patrick's Day book. And then I'll publish an Easter book. And then a Mother's Day book. And then I'll publish a Father's Day book. And then I'll publish a 4th of July book. And then I'll publish a back to school book. And then I'll publish a Halloween book. And then I'll publish a Christmas book. And then I'll publish a New Year's book. And then that way, Barry, I have a book for every month. And then during the entire year, I'm making money with my seasonal books. Great, perfect. This sounds good, but guess what? While you're spending the entire year building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different books, I'm only making one book and still outcompeting you. Because this book, I'm not spreading my energy. Right here, you're spreading your energy between 10 books. Right here, I'm focusing my energy on one book. Now, I don't mean to get all spiritual with you, but if you focus your energy on one thing, that one thing is going to be 10 times better. That's why if you're married, you probably only have one wife. If you had 10 wives, your life would probably be miserable. You wouldn't have enough energy to sustain 10 wives. By you jumping from niche to niche to niche to niche to seasonal book, it's like you're an insecure girl with daddy issues. You're just trying to get around with all the guys, trying to make yourself feel better by jumping from guy after guy after guy after guy. But with this one, you're securing yourself. You're focusing your energy on one book. And that one book, you only have to set it up once. You set up that book once, it will make you passive income. Yes, you need maintenance, but it's easier to maintain one book than 10 books. And also, if you're during Valentine's Day and you publish a book and then you're maintaining it, great. Next month, this does not matter. This is not even in your mind. This is not doing anything for you anymore. It did in the past, but it's not doing anything for you. The only time it's going to help you again is after a year and then you come back. And then it might help you the next year. Now, here's the thing. It's not just about 10 books. You have to focus on making 10 book covers. I have to focus on making one cover. You have to focus on making 10 interiors. I have to focus on one interior. You have to do 10 descriptions. You have to research 10 times more than me. But here's the most important part. If you have 10 books and you're trying to gather reviews for a book because you understand how important reviews are. If you have 10 books and they have 10 reviews each, great. You have 10 books with 10 reviews. 10 reviews is basically nothing. If I focus all my energy on one book, then great. I have one book with 100 reviews. So immediately, because I focus all of my energy on one book, I try to get this book to 100 reviews before I move on to my next book. You try to get your book to 10 reviews, try and make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of period possible, and then restart next one. And again, rush to make your book, try and make it as cheaply as possible, and try to make as much money as possible during that month, and then great, move on to the next book. That's basically what you're doing here. That's not a very sustainable business plan. I understand why you're doing it, but it's probably not the easiest way to make money. I'm here to show you the easiest way to make money. And now I'm going to show you how to actually make money with your seasonal books. You're going to create an evergreen niche, an evergreen book. What does evergreen mean? It sells throughout the entire year. And this is what I've done as well. I'm not telling you to do something I haven't done. I'm only telling you things that I've done personally, myself. Now, here's what I figured out. Seasonal timeframes on Amazon are only a boost for your book. They shouldn't be the entire thing you rely on. You're not going to make a Halloween book and expect it to sell during the entire year. So one of the books I made was a couples question book. So this is a book where I think there's like 100 questions in it. And it's basically questions for couples. And if you're a couple, you can buy this book. Doesn't matter if it's March or April or Christmas time or if it's summertime. If you're in a relationship and you're looking for a book with questions so you can get closer with your partner, based on the questions. You buy this book regardless. But guess when you buy it the most? Valentine's Day. So guess what happens? My book, because it's an evergreen book, it sells during the year. It goes like this and it goes like this. And then when Valentine's Day comes, it just has a little boost. And then when Valentine's Day finishes, it just continues its trajectory going upwards. But this boost right here, this is Valentine's Day. I'm not relying solely on Valentine's Day for my book to sell. Valentine's Day acts as a boost for my book. Now, what about Halloween? If I'm doing a Halloween book, I'm not going to do a Halloween specific book. I might do a book on witchcraft. There's so many witchcraft books out there, or witches, or whatever. Guess what? If you're doing a witchcraft book, people who are looking for witchcraft books, they're looking for them throughout the entire year. But when it comes to Halloween, they're just looking for them even more because it matches with the theme. So while your book is growing and then you're optimizing and you're growing and you're optimizing, when it comes to Halloween, you're going to have a little spike. And then when Halloween drops off, you can continue the trajectory of increasing your book, of growing your book. So Halloween seasonal times act as a boost. You shouldn't rely on seasonal times for your business. Now, when you get further ahead, you understand that when you're trying to sell your business, if you're thinking about selling your business, seasonal books won't sell as well. So they'll have a lower multiple when it comes to selling your business. So you'll be able to sell your business for less money if your book relies on seasonal books. So if I have one book selling throughout the year and I make the same amount of money as you having 10 seasonal books selling throughout the year, my business will be worth more because it's one book selling throughout the year. It's not 10 seasonal books. Seasonal books are always risky. It's not according to me, it's according to even the banks. If you go to a bank to get a loan and you have a seasonal business, it'll be very hard for them to give you a loan. It'll be harder because you have a seasonal business. Now, let's say you don't have any books where seasonal times of the year can act as a boost. What else can you do? Well, seasonal boosts come in a second form as well. And here's how you can implement this in your business. You can have a brand. Now, let's say we have a cooking brand. Let's say this book is a cookbook. This is showing off food. Then this is showing off desserts. So now we have a 2-book brand. And then the third one, maybe it's just soups, exclusively soups. And this is called Cooking with Barry. That's my brand. That's my cookbook brand. So I built a cookbook brand and it's called Cooking with Barry. You can either buy my cookbook, which is a bunch of awesome recipes, or if you have a sweet tooth and you want some desserts, you can buy my dessert book, or if you like soups, you can buy my soup book. I have a brand of 3 books. Great. When it comes to Christmas time, if I want to make a seasonal book, then great. I can have the 50 Christmas recipes from Cooking with Barry. Now, why is this going to sell? It's only going to sell during Christmas, but here's the thing. This book isn't relying solely on the Christmas traffic to help it sell. So if these books are constantly growing, then I'm building the value with these books. These books are the growing books, are the books that grow. And as I build my value and reputation, this here becomes easier to sell. I can probably sell this without any ads because these are already ranking. I'm spending money on these. And then during Christmas time, if I just put this in my A+ content and someone clicks on this and they see the Christmas one, they'll buy the Christmas one. Obviously, I'm going to run ads because I like running ads for my books and there's so many benefits to it. But a great way of actually making a bunch of sales during seasonal times is to build your brand already and then use seasonal trends or seasonal time to expand your brand. You don't want to rely on seasonal times for profit or for growth or for scale. You only rely on seasonal times during the year for an extra boost. So if you have a couples book, Valentine's will give you a little boost anyway. If you have a witchcraft book, Halloween will give you a little boost anyway. If you don't have anything like that, then you create evergreen books that you constantly get money from, and then you use seasonal times to expand. So this will be my main brand, and then I can have a Christmas version. Maybe I have a Halloween version. Maybe I have a little booklet. I don't even have to have a full-on book. I can have a 50-page, 30 Halloween recipes, and people will still buy it. Why? Because they trust me with these 3, especially if the people already bought these 3, or even 2, or even 1. If they bought this, it will be so much easier for them to buy the seasonal books. But anyway, also, if you want to join the strongest KDP community, link below.